Hello, I'm Surfer Clock.
And I'm Tap G.
And welcome to What's the Attraction, where our work is your vacation.
Summer's almost over, Surfer Clock, and I think we best bid farewell to another awesome summer by doing the biggest, the fastest, the wildest, the most epic, the most amazing, hold on to your pants and stomach because things are going to get dicey, whiz-bang of a ride ever conceived by any theme park company ever in any universe this side of the Mississippi.
Sounds pretty awesome. What did you have in mind?
Glad you asked. How about that new...
Hold it right there, Busters.
Oh.
Will you please tell me what's going on here?
Oh, hey Candace. We're just doing our podcast. Want to join us?
Ooh, I'm gonna go tell Mom, and when she sees what you are doing, you are going down! Down, down, down!
My mom?
Sorry, Candace. It's just something we like to do.
Can't you think of something normal to do?
Like what? Watch TV? Might as well do something low-key, I guess.
Sure. I'm down. What's on?
There's 104 days of summer vacation.
Oh, Phineas and Ferb. Awesome. I love this show.
Oh, yes. The Emmy Award-winning TV series with millions of fans all over the world. What's made this show so popular anyway?
Well, it might be a great set of likable characters, intelligent mindset, some catchy songs, fantastic writing, awesome celebrity guest stars, and valuable messages adults want for their kids. At least that's what I think.
Talk about a Cinderella story. Show creators Dan Povenmire and Jeff Swampy Marsh met as co-writers for the 1990s Nickelodeon TV show Rocko's Modern Life. Even though the two parted, Povenmire continued to pitch the idea of their new show, Phineas and Ferb, to multiple kids' television programming executives, only to get turned away every time. This went on for 16 years. All the while, Marsh went off to England to work on kids' programming there, while Povenmire stayed in the States to work on shows like SpongeBob SquarePants and even Fox's Family Guy.
Now, finally, in 2006, a Disney Channel executive, a Family Guy fan, was interested in Povenmire's pitch enough to greenlight Phineas and Ferb. Povenmire called Marsh back over and the show was underway. The show features two young boys, the titular Phineas and Ferb, and their everyday summertime quest to avoid boredom by building roller coasters, traveling through time, fighting mummies, and celebrating the significance of the shoelaces aglet. Their pet platypus, Perry, doubles as a secret agent named Agent P, who daily goes off to stop mad scientist Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz. The boy's sister, Candace, spends half her teen life over the summer either gawking awkwardly at her boyfriend Jeremy or trying to unsuccessfully bust the boys to their mother. Each episode is typically about 11 minutes long and features a musical number. Povenmire and Marsh not only write episodes and some of the songs, but also voice Dr. Doofenshmirtz and Agent P's boss, Major Monogram, respectively.
While other Disney animated TV shows synergize, spilling over with as other shows, characters, and adds into the Disney parks and resorts, it's rarely more than a few hints here and there, like an ad on a bus. But Disney's pushed the marketing and synergy with the show far more than any before. As a result, Disney has produced 3 interactive experiences with the cast of Phineas and Ferb, all a little too small for their own individual episodes of What's the Attraction. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we give you a day with Phineas and Ferb at Walt Disney World.
Tap G, I know what we're gonna do today. Let's start at Downtown Disney with Phineas and Ferb and you, a brand new reality.
Brand new reality, a part of good duality.
This experience opened September 1st of 2012 and unfortunately will be shut down on December 1st of the same year. So get in on this while you can. It's located on the lawn across from West Side's Candy Cauldron at Downtown Disney.
Now, have you ever wanted a photo with Phineas and Ferb? And no, I'm not talking about the characters in costume, but the actual animated celluloid stars? Here, a cast member will bring you into view of a video camera, which will record and display your every move on a large LED screen in front of you. On that screen, Phineas, Ferb, Perry, and Dr. Doofenshmirtz, in one of about 20 different configurations, will interact with your image. All of the original voice actors accurately reprise their roles, and the jokes and situations to get you to pose are in the show's typical fashion.
The camera will take your still picture, and the cast member present will write you a code. Take this code and go to the website provided, and you will see your photo. It's free of charge, and you are given the well-indicated options to either share it on Twitter, Facebook, email, or you can download it or even print it. The whole experience lasts no more than a minute, and it features all the great songs from the TV show. What'd you think about it?
I think think it delivered pretty well on its premise.
Right.
I mean, it's short, it's fun, it's something you can do while you're waiting to see a movie at the AMC theater that's there, or if you're just between shops and shows, or the kids just want to do something a little bit special.
It kind of reminds me of how when you walk along the street and you pass by an electronics store and there's your image right there on the TV screen in the window. It's a lot like that, and then you have one of the characters come up and say, "Oh, hey, it's you," like Doofenshmirtz, or then he says, "Hey, want to join us?" It's just that awesome.
Yeah.
It really gets you going. You almost get a fandom moment that, oh my god, they're talking to me. Oh, it's really exciting. I love it. I give it about 3 out of 5. Only because that it's great, it's awesome, it's really cool. It's just too short.
Yeah, far too short from my experience. But the thing is, if you don't really have much of a line there, you can just go back and do it again.
But it's a great diversion.
Yes, it is. Our recommendation overall is going to be to kind of maybe stand by, watch a couple of the interactive experiences so you kind of get an idea of what you're going to get into.
Because we sure didn't. We were kind of confused first time around.
Yeah, we came up to it and we're just like, oh, what's going on here? But once we watched it a little bit, we instantly got it, and we knew what we kind of had an idea of what might happen. So that's definitely, it's a great thing to do. It's one of those tiny little diversions that's just perfect.
And you give it a rating of?
2.5 out of 5. Next, let's discuss Disney's Hollywood Studios offering, the Phineas and Ferb Play and Greet.
This character interaction of the two famous stepbrothers is done in a much more traditional fashion. Costume characters in a themed set. But that's hardly all. While you wait, the most famous director in the tri-state area, Cletus Fillmore, enthusiastically tells everyone that he's filming a movie on Phineas and Ferb. Using a set of props and Phineas and Ferb's Emmy-nominated music, Cletus gets kids and adults alike jamming out to the tunes while Disney's PhotoPass service snaps a few quality-grade photos. You can pick them up at the camera center at the park's entrance.
What did you think, Tapji?
It's great. I love it. Character interactions are always great, but that's only a fraction of what this has to offer. First of all, getting the kids and everyone jamming out on the inflatable guitars and playing along to songs like Ain't Got Rhythm and Gitchy Goo, Backyard Beach, that's just so much fun. I even got it on it a few times. It's just that awesome. This is also more traditional that you get like autographs and actual pictures with Phineas and Ferb rather than just something you can share online. But I think probably the best part is just the set itself. As fan of the show, I love seeing all these giant props. I saw like, oh, there's the Ducky Momo from that episode. Oh, there's the map from around the world when they traveled around the world. Oh, there's the surfboards from Backyard Beach.
Was there a giant floating baby head anywhere?
Actually, there is. It's one of the props. It's one of the props they use when they have the kids dancing to Gitchy Goo.
Oh, seriously?
Seriously.
Cool. I didn't think that would get included. As far as my inclination with this play and greet area, play and greet should be the future of meet and greet areas.
It's not just, hey, I'm a character, I want to hug you. that was what way Disney and other parks used to do things. It used to feel tacky, but now that it's fully immersive.
And quite honestly, I just think folks expect more from their theme park experience. You're paying hundreds of dollars to get into these places. You not only want to meet just a character that's kind of out there, much bigger than on TV, but you also want to have that immersive, interactive experience.
Environment is the best word.
Yes, that immersive, interactive environment that really just kind of pulls you in and really keeps you engaged and immersed.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to go ahead and give this a 3 out of 5.
And I have to agree, a 3 out of 5 for me too. So we agree on something.
Excellent.
Okay, so that's 2 character interactions. Now on to our third.
Agent P!
Perry the Platypus, what are you doing here?
Oh, you got some thoughts for our podcast? Okay, sure, like what? The Agent P World Showcase Adventure? Yeah, we were just about to cover that. Did you have any input on that?
Well, we're kind of a low-budget operation, Perry the Platypus. We can't afford a pirate cabaret dance party.
Whoa, that's a bit harsh, don't you think?
Anyway, we appreciate your coming, Agent P. Say hi to the boys for us, will you?
Agent P!
Wow, how did he fit that hang glider in here in the first place?
Plot hole, I guess. I thought you fired the writer.
Got us a new one. His name is Tapford Garcia.
Anywho, Let's wrap up today's episode with a discussion on the most enduring of these experiences with our friends from the tri-state area. We present the Agent P World Showcase Adventure-inator.
Is that really necessary?
Yes, it is.
In 2007, after the resurgence in popularity of Disney Channel's hit series Kim Possible, Disney executives planned for an attraction in Walt Disney World's Epcot. The show chronicled the escapades of the eponymous 15-year-old secret agent who traveled the globe to stop a slew of megalomaniacal baddies. With Epcot's World Showcase as a perfect backdrop, the Kim Possible World Showcase adventure, created by Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom creator Jonathan Ackley, was born.
With a modified cell phone, you raced from pavilion to pavilion, gathering clues to stop the power-hungry villains. The attraction and technology used was almost flawless. There was only one minor issue.
The show's fourth and final season ended in 2008, and its reruns retired to late-night slots on Disney Channel. The attraction's popularity maintained, but kids' familiarity with Kim Possible and her friend Ron Stoppable ebbed rather quickly.
By 2012, Phineas and Ferb had trumped Kim Possible's popularity severely, and while Agent P rarely traversed the world, the secret agent angle was just too good to pass up. In May, Kim bid us farewell, and in June, the teal platypus took over.
How does this work? At the World Showcase Bridge, guests register by receiving a modified cell phone. Agent P's boss, Major Monogram, and his unpaid intern, Carl, give you your instructions. The phone's screen gives you plenty of images and subtitles, as well as clear audio, all as clues on what to do or where to go next. In each pavilion, Doofenshmirtz is making more of his innators, and the Flynn Fletchers, that's Phineas and Ferb's family, are on vacation. Agent P's stuck in his family's pet carrier, prompting you to take on Doofenshmirtz.
It's essentially a scavenger hunt with all sorts of clues as directed by Major Monogram and your phone. The elements with which you interact aren't just LED screens posing as windows like they are at Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom. You can, among other things, make a jade monkey rise out of a Chinese pond, a Dios de los Muertes marionette come to life, and even have an Agent P zip line over rooftops.
What did you think about this, Tap G?
Well, it's impossible to talk about this without discussing Kim Possible, because we both played it before this came out.
Definitely.
It was interactive, it was fun, it was exciting, it had great replayability. But when this came around, we realized that almost everything about it was exactly the same.
Yeah, somewhat.
So, that being said, it was still fun, and it was still interactive, it still had great replayability, but then when you realize that they reused all the same props, and even a lot of the same jokes, it almost felt budget conscious. I'm thinking they said, here's the attraction, here's $50, you guys go to it. And they changed up things like they took out Professor Dementor and put in Doofenshmirtz in Germany, added a few things here and there, but for the most part, everything was kept the same.
But is this budget consciousness on Povenmire and Marsh, or is this on Imagineering?
I'm going to say Imagineering, because I think if Povenmire and Marsh were allowed to do anything they wanted, they would have gone overboard like nothing else. Because there's at least two different things in this thing where you have Agent P himself appear and do things like zap open a window or zip glide across the rooftops.
Which was, they were probably the biggest highlights.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an awesome game, and I absolutely love it. And I would definitely go back and play it any other time.
Yeah,
I
me too.
give this a solid 3.5 out of 5.
3.5 out of 5?
Only because I'm not quite as fond of it as I am of Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom, even though that has less replayability. But I don't know, it's just, I think it could be better if it had a better budget. Oh, and let's not even forget that each mission is like its own separate episode of Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, there is the, you have the Major Monogram, and of course we mentioned before that the Flynn Fletchers are on vacation. Well, you actually get glimpses into this. It's almost like you are participating in an episode of Phineas and Ferb. So with that, I think I'm actually going to have to go with a 3.5. With the other two character interactions, naturally, there's no restrictions of any kind. But for the World Showcase adventure, know that it takes 30 to 45 minutes to complete one of the 7 missions, and it requires constant movement. It can be taxing, even on able-bodied guests.
I've said it before, but I'll say it again. A lot of times when your favorite show or whatever is, it's common to find that when it gets adapted into something else, the spirit of the je ne sais quoi gets lost in the shuffle. The characters feel less like the ones you know and love and more like misused property from people who don't understand or appreciate them the way you do.
Kind of like the way the characters from Scooby-Doo Where Are You were, how they were in the 2002 Scooby-Doo movie.
Or the Tom and Jerry movie. Ugh. But the reason I bring that up is because with these three experiences, I don't get that. I feel like Povenmire and Marsh were there every step of the way. Everything from the jokes, the timing, the animation, it all felt exactly like it was fresh out of an episode of Phineas and Ferb. That said, there's no reason for any fan of Phineas and Ferb to not like these three experiences. It might be kind of difficult getting into these if you're unfamiliar with the show, but I don't think it's impossible.
Knowing the show makes it all the more enjoyable, though, but I think on its own, it does stand fairly well, even to newcomers, I think.
Well, thanks for listening, everyone. Until next time, I'm Tap G.
And I'm Surfer Clock.
Any words for our friends out there? Phineas? Ferb?
Fame is fleeting, but the internet is forever.
Thanks, guys. And thanks for listening to What's the Attraction?
Where our work is your vacation.
Mom!